Hey guys, welcome back. Travis here, one of your hosts on Dad Talks. We're going to have a new series of videos for you that are going to be great for you and your kids, and some helpful tips if you want to take some type of vacations. And I had somebody request to me that I should make some sort of Disney related video and some Disney tips. Now for me and my family, we go to Disney at least once a year. We are Vacation Club members, and we most recently went for Mardi Gras this year in February. So especially my wife Lainey, she has it really down packed on all the steps every time we go, and what to do and the best things to do. So we have some pretty good experience when it comes to Disney, as I've been 13 times myself throughout my lifetime. So today's video is sponsored by my sister's company, which is Say Magical Vacations. Now her website is saymagicalvacations.com. I'm actually going to show you some pictures of it here on the screen. And her name is Sadie. She specializes in Disney travel planning or travel vacations. So the benefit to that is you could actually go through her. She is licensed and is exclusive to Disney. She can plan your entire trip and book everything for you for not one penny extra than if you would go directly through Disney yourself on their website. So she's done it for us. She did it for us in February. She takes care of our dinner reservations, our ride reservations, all the in and outs of the things that you may not want to get up at midnight and reserve. So her website, you can find out information on special deals in programs and promotions that Disney has going on. You can even submit your information to her through the website, and she can get you some type of quote there. So please visit her website at saymagicalvacations.com. She's also on Facebook and has a Facebook page, so you can search it there. So we appreciate her sponsoring this video. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 rides with kids at Disney World. And it's kind of tough to make one with kids because some rides have height requirements. So we're going to talk about some rides that do have height requirements and some rides that don't. So this is completely my opinion as far as the top 5 rides in Disney World when it comes to your kids. So number 5, we're going to head over to the Magic Kingdom and talk about Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now this is in the far back left of Magic Kingdom and is a roller coaster. My kids personally love this ride. Now my daughter Madison, who's 7, and my son Tucker, who is 5, are both tall enough to ride this, and we have to do it every time we go. So 40 inches is the height requirement for this ride, so the little ones won't be able to because it is a roller coaster. So it's actually set in a mountain setting. There's 2 roller coasters, and they are essentially runaway trains through the mountain. So it's a fairly fast roller coaster ride. It does not go upside down or anything like that. Doesn't have any really dramatic drops, so I say it's pretty family friendly and pretty safe for kids, and they really enjoy it. The speed level, I would say, compared to some other ones, might be a 6 out of 10 or so when it comes to roller coasters. So not an extremely fast one, but a really fun one for kids. Not too jerky, a little bit of bumps here and there, but it's definitely one of the favorites at Disney. The number 4 thing we're going to talk about is actually something that anyone can do of all ages, and it again is one of our favorite things. So we're going to head on over to Animal Kingdom, and they have something called, again in the back left of the park, it's called Kilimanjaro Safari. So this essentially is a huge Jeep type of vehicle that is all open, and they take you through this African safari where it's like going to the zoo but way better. So you get on this Jeep, and the trails and roads are actually all created and made with specific puddles and bridges that move, and tire tracks that are made into the cement to look authentic. And it's actually one of the longer rides at Disney. I would say it's 20 minutes plus. And you actually go on an African safari where you're out in the open. You can't tell that you're in Disney World at all, and all the animals are live and they essentially could come up to the Jeep. So you can see animals such as giraffes, rhinos, lions, elephants, crocodiles, several other things. So if you're a fan of going to the zoo with your kids, this is a must-do in Disney. It's a really fun ride for everyone. The drivers are always very entertaining and telling you a story and explaining all the animals and things as you go around. So really a fun ride for anyone of all ages. Definitely you want to bring a camera on this ride too, because you'll get some great shots of the animals. Number 3 is going to be at Hollywood Studios. So in the back right portion of Hollywood Studios is the Toy Story section, and they have a ride that is Toy Story Midway Mania. Now this is actually a 4D ride, so you're going to wear glasses on this ride, and it's definitely one of the top attractions in Disney World. Now this one's a must for getting a Fast Pass, and if we need to explain to some of you what that is, we can do that in a separate video. But a Fast Pass is the ride reservation that you're going to have for this ride, and if not, you're probably going to wait a good hour to hour and a half minimum at any time of the year. So if you have your Fast Pass, you get in much quicker. The actual queue line and waiting line takes you through some life-size things like you're in the movie of Toy Story, like life-size crayons and blocks and different things of that nature, checkers, games and things. So it's a neat queue line, and at the end you have Mr. Potato Head. That's actually a huge live animated potato head that tells you jokes and things. So it's one of the better waiting lines in Disney, and it's indoors. So when you get to the actual ride, you're going to get some 3D glasses and put them on. And anyone of all ages can do this as well. We even take Miles, my 1-year-old, on it, but he just sits in the lap essentially. And this ride is very interactive. It's you're in this car that moves around and brings you to video screens, and it's kind of like a game at some sort. You have this little cannon-looking thing with a pull string in the car with you, and it registers points. So every station you're going to have, you might be trying to knock plates down or slinging pies or whatever it may be and popping balloons, but it's in 3D, so things are flying at you, but also it's in 4D, so when you pop a balloon you might feel the air blowing in your face, or if it's something water, you don't really get wet. It's just kind of like a little mist shot, so to speak. So it is definitely one of the most popular rides at Disney, and is an absolute must-do on our list. So number 2, this is a very tough list to come up with 5, because I actually didn't want to leave off some things in the top 5, but I have to. So number 2 is going to be at Epcot, in the right-hand section of Epcot, and it's Soarin'. It's one of the top rides every single year. There is a 40-inch height requirement because of the way you sit in the swing, but and it's something, again, you're going to want a Fast Pass for, because there are several times we go and it's a 2-hour or more wait even for this ride. It is that popular. So essentially the premise of this ride is you're taking a flight over to Disneyland in California, and along the way you pass through several beautiful landscapes that they have filmed. And think of it like a huge IMAX theater where the theater's kind of wrapped around you, but you're in this swing with 10 or so other people, and the swing lifts up and puts you over the screen where it's kind of like you're flying. And this is also something that appeals to your senses. So when you fly over the orange tree fields, you can smell the oranges, and the music's great. It is absolutely one of our favorites. It might be my wife's favorite ride at Disney. My daughter Madison is eligible to do it because she's tall enough. So it's definitely one of the top rides, absolute must-do on the list. When it comes to number 1, I'm going to pick a newer ride that just came out a couple of years ago. And again, it's really tough. I'll try to put up a picture of us on it from this year. And it is at Magic Kingdom, right in the back center. It is the 7 Dwarf Mine Train. So this is another one that has a huge wait line all the time, but if you have Fast Passes, it could really help. So when you get on the mine train, it's a roller coaster, but it's a kid-friendly roller coaster. It's a 38-inch height requirement. So again, my 7-year-old daughter and my 5-year-old son were able to ride, and they absolutely love it. We rode it 5 or 6 times. So it's based on the 7 Dwarfs from Snow White. It's in a somewhat mountain setting. And what's neat about these cars for this roller coaster is it's like a log-based car, and the car can swing back and forth or move back and forth while it's turning and through the roller coaster. So it does have a couple of drops, but it is extremely smooth, extremely fun, not a real scary one. It's about the same speed, let's say a 6, 7 out of 10, like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Nowhere near like a rock and roller coaster or anything for the bigger thrill rides, but it's still somewhat of a thrill. It's super fun. they definitely take your picture along the way through there. So that's what that's the picture that you can see. And when it gets into the mine, what's neat about this ride is all the 7 dwarfs are singing and mining, but they have a really cool technology in their face where essentially you have this character there that's stationary and sitting there, but the face is animated and is 3D and moving and singing. So it's one of the newer technologies at Disney, and is really cool to see as you go in the mine train and climb up the mine. So if you happen to go to Disney and ride this ride, at the very end, be sure to look inside the house for a little surprise as well, right there and right behind the house. So that is our top 5. Again, to recap really quick: number 5, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Number 4, Kilimanjaro Safari. Number 3, Toy Story. Number 2, Soarin'. And number 1 is 7 Dwarf Mine Train. So we're going to bring you a few more Disney videos on some other topics for adults and even for kids, and just must-dos at Disney. So again, this video is sponsored by my sister Sadie with Say Magical Vacations. So please check her out and give her a call if you plan on going to Disney World. She's going to be a huge help to you along the way and make it that much better of a magical experience. So we'll come back at you soon again on Dad Talks. It's always about passion, positivity, and purpose.